We kick off this morning's Coffee with Peak broadcast with all of today's headlines and breaking news on Wednesday, April 27th, 2022. Our very own peak meteorologist, Cynthia, will fill us in on the upcoming forecast and let us know if the storm clouds have finally cleared. Take me out to the ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's spring sports season, and Peak Scholar Brianna will fill us in on this year's scouting report. Serve, provide, launch, support. We will find out how the Peak organization accomplishes these goals each and every day. All that, plus live reports from Holy Trinity's man on the street, Lyle, who's on the search to find Peak's secret sauce.
Good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Peak Morning Show. I'm Amaris, and this is my fellow co-anchor, Kevin. We are seniors at Holy Trinity and proud Peak Scholars.
Thank you for tuning in this morning for a special edition of today's broadcast. We have a full program ahead filled with Peak's latest news and headlines. But really, we're all here today because we believe in Peak and its significance in each of our lives. You know what, Amaris? I think there might be some new viewers here.
So if you are tuning in for the first time, let's talk a little bit about Peak. Peak, also known as a Partnership to Educate and Advance Kids, was founded in 1998 as a scholarship and mentoring program focusing on supporting academically average students from all over the Chicagoland area.
Over the last 24 years, Peak has partnered with Holy Trinity High School and has grown into one of the premier scholarship organizations in Chicago.
Kevin, to make sure our viewers really understand what Peak is all about, I think we need to bring in our special reporter, Lyle, senior Peak scholar and Holy Trinity's man on the street.
Lyle, are you there?
Hello there, everyone. So today we are here to talk about Peak. That is the Partnership to Educate and Advance Kids. Excuse me. Are you a Peak Scholarship recipient? One of their goals is to serve. How do they serve you? Why is that important? Say thank you.
Thank you. Peak serves me by giving me the best opportunity of my life. Not to mention Bryce, my mentor, who's the best mentor I could ever ask for. Thank you.
Nice. Back to the studio.
Lyle, we are so glad you're with us today. Kevin and I want to give our viewers all of Peak's breaking news and headlines. But what we really want to do is try to explain why is Peak so important to us, the scholars, Holy Trinity, and the city of Chicago.
Yeah, we want to break down Peak's secret sauce.
Oh yeah, the secret sauce. Well, we just heard about Gabe's amazing mentor. Did you tell the viewers that scholars pair with their own mentor for all 4 years at Holy Trinity?
Of course we did, but it still feels like something's missing.
All right, Lau. We'll check back in with you later in the program. But before we continue, let's pause for a short commercial break to thank today's sponsors.
Wow, Kevin, what a great list of supporters. All of us at Peak are eternally grateful for their support and belief in us.
For now, let's get to today's weather. Joining us live from the Weather Center is senior Peak scholar Cynthia Leo.
Thank you, Kevin and Amaris. What a beautiful day that we're having. Thanks to our amazing viewers and supporters, the sun is shining at Peak today. Before we dive into the forecast, let's turn back time to when I first came to Holy Trinity. Stepping into freshman year, it was like a dark rain cloud was covering me at HT. The fear of being in a new school, coupled with classes that were more challenging than anything I'd seen in middle school, was an overwhelming downpour. Like many of us in gloomy weather, it started to affect my mood. I was always under the weather, excuse the pun, and thought negatively. I was sure I wouldn't pass my classes, especially Spanish. If my days felt like a downpour, lightning struck during my Spanish class. I was shocked. I grew up speaking Spanish. I am a fluent Spanish speaker. So why was I struggling? I can conjugate a verb naturally, but ask me why or what words influenced my decision, and I'd freeze. On top of that, we were learning Spanish from different regions, the difference that makes it unique around the world. Then the world shut down. At first, quarantine was like a break in the clouds that let in sunshine and rainbows for me. But soon, the storms returned. Holy Trinity quickly moved to online learning, and my days were spent in virtual classes. The pandemic kept raging, my teachers kept assigning homework, and I was trapped in my house. I felt like I was snowed in. I picked up a lot of hobbies, but I would easily get bored with each of them. I would do it over and over and over again, and eventually I would get so bored. I'm still on the lookout for my true passion, besides the weather. Peak has helped me a lot because everyone in there believed in me and never gave up on me because of my grades. Peak helped me have the confidence in myself and get the confidence to ask for help whenever I needed it, whether it was from teachers, other students, or people in Peak. My mentor Kristen has been a big help. She always knew that I could do it and wanted what was best for me. She would always ask how I was doing in school and emotionally. Kristen felt like a parent to me. Whenever I felt at my absolute worst and felt like I could not go on no matter what, my mentor was a huge support to me. Kristen and so many others would always tell me, I know you can do it. And at the time, I wouldn't think much of it because of my negative mentality. My negative thoughts clouded my thinking. I was so scared for the future and the thought of college. But because of Peak, my mentor, and Holy Trinity, I know my future is bright. This year, I told myself I was going to change. Peak gave me the confidence. So far, it has worked. I've earned my good grades. I currently have A's and B's, and I'm excited to attend college in the fall. It'll be the start of what I'm now sure will be a successful career. The sun is shining now. I hope today's viewers will consider supporting Peak. Who knows? You could be someone's sunshine on a cloudy day. If nothing else, you will be a supporting and a deserving student's education as they work to their fullest potential. Oh yeah, back to the forecast. Nothing but clear skies ahead. Back to the studio, Amaris and Kevin.
Boy, are we glad that storm has passed and Cynthia is forecasting a bright future.
Amaris, I think it's time to check in with Lau again. Let's see if he has had any more luck finding out Peak's secret sauce.
Excuse me. Are you Peak Scholarship recipient? One of the goals is support. How do you support you? Why is that important? Are you grateful? Here's your chance. Say thank you.
Thank you. Peak has provided me with a 4-year education at Holy Trinity.
A 4-year scholarship? That is insane. Back to the studio.
Now we're getting somewhere. Thanks to Lau's hard-hitting reporting, we now know that each Peak Scholar gets a 4-year full tuition scholarship.
And Peak provides each scholar with an incredible mentor and a 4-year full tuition scholarship. What more could there be?
We will check back in with you, Lau, in a minute.
Shifting gears now. The Bulls just broke our hearts in the playoffs, but the Cubs and White Sox are back in action. Although, all I really want to know is how spring sports are going for our Peak Scholars.
Well then, let's talk to Peak Scholar Brianna to get the latest stats and headlines.
Amaris and Kevin, are you ready for the full sports report?
We sure are, Brianna. Take it away.
It has been an awesome spring season here at Holy Trinity. Track and field are leaving trails of dust behind them as they train in Holy Trinity's second-floor hallway. Keep those knees high, team. The boys' baseball team won 4 games in a row over the weekend. Go Tigers, keep it up. I personally play softball for Holy Trinity. I am always up to play any position on the team. I love it when my mentor Lorraine comes and cheers me on. Boys volleyball won their latest game. Our boys are 4th in their conference, but with one more win, they'll move into the top 3. Congrats on an exciting season. I'm Brianna, closing out the sports report. Back to you.
I love hearing how our fellow Peak Scholars are excelling outside of the classroom. Thanks again, Brianna.
Can you guess what time it is, Kevin?
Time for lunch?
No, it's time to check in back with our man on the street, Lyle.
Alright, let's get to him. Lau, are you there?
Excuse me. Are you familiar with the Peak program?
Lyle, this is Craig Dean, the chair of the board of the Peak program and a longtime supporter.
Nice. It's just what I'm looking for. One of Peak's goals is to launch Futures. How does Peak do that?
I love the Peak program. When we launch Futures through our secret sauce, and that secret sauce is a combination of giving a 4-year scholarship to our educational partner, Holy Trinity High School, but combining that with really high-touch mentoring with somebody that's teamed up with our scholar for all 4 years of their high school career.
Amazing. All right, one last question. What song makes you think of Peak?
That's easy. Stand By Me.
We are family.
All right.
Never Gonna Give You Up.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Back to the studio.
Lyle, that was an amazing interview. Those gentlemen really know their stuff.
You're right, Armadis. They know all about how Peak partners with Holy Trinity High School and work together to launch Peak scholars to their fullest potential.
I'm not so sure about those song selections, but I am sure our viewers at home are loving it.
What do you mean? We Are Family isn't your go-to song to sing in the shower?
If I'm hearing all of this correctly, I think we might have found Peak secret sauce. Mr. Deans said it right before those awesome dance moves of yours, Lau.
You're right, Kevin. Mr. Dean said a 4-year full tuition scholarship plus a one-on-one mentor equals graduation.
Hey, I found someone else today that you might want to hear from. I think my homie Will and his mentor John might have some things to say about this. Follow me.
Oh my God, Will, John, I'm so glad I got to meet you guys. Man, I got a mentor and a scholar. Thank you. I gotta ask you guys a couple questions. Is that okay?
Sure, no.
Scoot over. Nice. Glad to meet you guys.
Yeah. Great to meet you.
Yeah. Hi guys, it's Lyle again, and I finally got the chance to sit down and talk to a scholar and a mentor. Explain to the audience what Peak means to you.
I don't think I would even be here. The scholarship really helped me financially with my family problems, money, and it really just helped me not have to worry about that as much.
Personally, the Peak experience has really been great because I've gotten to know William over the last several years. I started out and met with William when he was a freshman, and over the course of the last 4 years, I've gotten to see him grow up, become a senior, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing what's next for William. He's going to do big things.
Man, that just warms my heart. All right, what do you both get from your relationship?
Partnership, I get me a friend for life. He's always there to help me no matter what the problem, always there sticking with me no matter what I was doing in school, always there 100%.
What I've gotten from the Peak program and what I've gotten from this relationship is just a lifelong relationship, a lifelong friend. This is just, the last 4 years have been great, and I've enjoyed seeing William grow up a ton. But this is a lifelong thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does over the next 4 years and then the next 40 years.
That is great. All right, this is for you, Will. Where do you think you would be if it wasn't for Peak?
Well, Peak, I wouldn't have the scholarship. I probably wouldn't be at this school, high school. I'd probably be at some other public school, not getting the type of education experience I could have gotten from here.
And this is for you, John. Why did you choose to be a mentor?
I learned about Peak from a friend, Chris Parenti, who's really active with the program. He's a former mentor and now in leadership at Peak. And just after hearing about the impact that Peak had on him and the scholar that he worked with, I wanted to get involved. And it's exceeded my expectations. I've really enjoyed getting to know William, be a part of his life for the last 4 years, get to know his family. and vice versa. He's a lifelong friend, and it's just been a great experience.
Amazing. Why should people support Peak?
Why should people support Peak? Well, people like me, I guess. People that didn't really have the best grades out there, and that kind of need a little push that helps them get here, you know? They're always there to help someone out, no matter where in Chicago.
People should support Peak because it's a different program than the average scholarship program. It pairs up young people with a mentor, gives them a full scholarship to a really first-rate high school like Holy Trinity. And again, it focuses on students who are often overlooked by other scholarship programs. Peak doesn't target the straight A students, it targets students who have mediocre grades but showed promise for one reason or another. With William, it was a ton of potential, but mediocre grades during middle school. And he got this opportunity, took advantage of it, and he's gonna do really big things.
It's all about that potential, huh? Like to hear it. So what do you have to say to each other?
Well, I guess just really thank you for all you've done for me, you know, over the years with how, like, we both grown, how you've gotten a family. It really shows, like, how much, like, of, like, how to be, like, a real father figure, you know? How to really be, like, a leader. And I really just respect that from you. Thank you.
Thanks, William. The thing I'd like to say to William is that I'm just really proud of you. I'm proud of the person that you've become over the last several years. I'm proud of the obstacles you've overcome. During your freshman year, you experienced the loss of a family member, a close family member, and it got you down for a little while. And I'm just proud of the fact that you really dug in and overcame those obstacles, and the person that you've become today, you know, a really kind, generous, hardworking young man. So I'm really proud of you, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you in the future.
Woo! Today has been a great day. Thank you for the interview. I'm Lyle. I finally found the secret sauce, and now I'm signing off.
For the last 4 years at Holy Trinity, the Peak program has provided me with so much. I'll start from the beginning. In 2018, Peak had a week-long orientation so that we could learn about the program, the school, and fellow scholars. I feel like this was very beneficial because I already had some friends to hang out with and connect with, some of whom you already met today. Without that orientation, I think that it would have taken me a long time to make friends. At the end of the orientation, Peak made us write this essay about ourselves. This essay included things like our birthday, our interests, foods, etc. The essay was used to match scholars with a mentor that had the same interests. Peak did a really good job partnering me with my mentor, Bradley White. Bradley is pretty similar to me. We both like technology, we're super chill. We like video games, we have similar beliefs, movie tastes, and food tastes. I want to give a big thank you to Peak because they have given me such an amazing mentor and a great friend. I also want to thank Bradley for making himself open and available to me. Now with that, I'd like to welcome my mentor Bradley and Peak board member Lauren to the studio.
Awesome. Thank you, Lyle. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. My name is Bradley White, and I'm a senior mentor of Lyle Gray, who you've just had the pleasure of meeting, and I've had the absolute pleasure of getting to know over the past 4 years. What I'm excited to talk about today is the Peak Mentorship Program and what it means to me to be a Peak mentor. When I first got involved with Peak 4 years ago, I just finished participating in the Illinois gubernatorial race, where I focused on campaigns that would increase educational funds for districts in need. At the conclusion of the election, I felt I had energy to give, and I wanted to continue to get involved. Thankfully, I had family friends, Kelly and Craig Dean, who introduced me to Peak, and it was a perfect match. If you ask me why I'm involved with Peak today, I would specifically mention Lyle Gray. He inspires me every day, and it's been a joy to see him grow over the past 4 years when he was a freshman to now getting accepted to several colleges and universities. His success inspires and energizes me to ensure that others get this same incredible opportunity. So, with that, I'd love to tell a quick story from when Lyle and I first met. It had been just a week after the initial peak match night, and we were planning a trip to Indiana to go to an apple orchard. They sent out an email saying, hey, if you'd like to meet us there, it will be starting around 9:30, or if you'd like, you can come to Holy Trinity and ride the bus. It will leave around 8:30. And so I sent over a text to Lyle, said, hey, which do you prefer? How do you think we should get there? And you've just gotten to meet Lyle. You know what he said. He said, I would love to ride the bus. He didn't want to miss out. He wanted to hang out with his friends, and I didn't want to miss out either. So I showed up to Holy Trinity, confident, maybe overconfident. But as I was boarding the bus, I realized, I haven't done this in some time. And as I'm walking up the steps and down the aisle, I'm going through all the thoughts that you might have as a first-time bus rider. Where should I sit? Should I sit across from Lyle? Should I sit next to Lyle? Should I sit away from Lyle? Is it not cool to sit next to him? All of these stresses were there. Lyle may not have known all of my thoughts and what was going through my head, but it put it all to rest when he said, or when he sat down on the inside and he offered the spot next to him. He and his friends welcomed me into the conversation, and Lyle and I started to get to know each other, and it was the start of our lasting friendship. I like to highlight this moment because I think it tells a story of how both sides of the Peak mentor-scholar pair are all in. Lyle and I have since had incredible experiences with Peak, where we have done Bollywood dancing, cleaned up parks. We even learned about forest preservation at the Trailside Museum of Natural History, just to name a few. Oh, and at the apple orchard, we did get the best apples at the tops of the trees, and it took some creative imagination. For each of these events, though, Lyle and I, we rode the bus together, and we made the most of our time, and we continued to grow and learn from each other. So for everyone here today, whether it's your first time hearing about Peak or you've been connected and you're considering getting involved as a mentor, I challenge you to make the leap, become a mentor. You won't regret it. And Lauren, I know you took the leap and became a mentor as well. What are some other ways that you can get involved?
Yeah, great. Thanks so much, Bradley. I love hearing those stories. There's so many great ones throughout the Peak family. And every time I walk into Holy Trinity, I just can't help but smile. The scholars are all such amazing kids, and everyone really appreciates this opportunity. As Lyle said, my name is Lauren Lantero, and I am one of the Peak board members. Similar to Bradley, I was a mentor the last 4 years to a student at Holy Trinity named Chachi. And I know Chachi is tuning in today, so I want to give her a quick shout out. Chachi and her twin sister Kylene both attended Holy Trinity, and I saw directly the profound impact that Holy Trinity and the Peak Scholarship and Mentoring Program had on their lives. Chachi and Kylene would not have been able to attend Holy Trinity without the Peak Scholarship. And the one-on-one mentoring aspect of the program was so meaningful and made a huge difference in their lives and mine, and was really transformational for their entire family. Chachi and I became close friends over the last 4 years and have remained in touch since graduation. I helped her through the many ups and downs of high school, and we spent a lot of time together, trying new restaurants throughout the city, baking different tasty or TikTok recipes, and attending a number of Peak-sponsored events like rock climbing and scavenger hunts around the city. Chachi was accepted to Arizona State University at the end of last year, and as her time at Holy Trinity came to an end, I knew that I wanted to do more. I joined the Peak board as I saw what a profound impact this program had on the lives of so many. And I wanted to help give the experience that Chachi and I had to more students across the Chicagoland area, now helping with fundraising and becoming a donor myself. As Bradley said, Peak is a great opportunity to give your time to change the life of a student forever. However, this program would not be possible without the generous support of all of our donors. Today, Peak supports 53 scholars, each with a 4-year full tuition scholarship of $10,300 per year. I ask those tuning in today to please consider donating at any level. Your generous contribution will have a meaningful and direct impact on so many of our scholars' lives. When you give to Peak, you not only provide an incredible educational opportunity, but you help change the trajectory of an entire family. Please text the number below to donate now to support Peak. And for those of you who have already donated today, I really, really want to thank you. It means so much and makes such a big difference. Let's pause again to celebrate and thank today's sponsors.
Well, there you have it, folks. You have today's forecast, the latest sports report, and we have officially found Peak Secret Sauce. Amadis, I think it's time for us to sign off for the morning.
Thanks for having your morning coffee with Peak. Now go have a Peak-tastic day. Bye.